God, like a good father, would not give up on his disobedient children. Since they refused his consecration, his effort to make them holy, he chose the man of the tribe of Levi to be consecrated to him, in order to offer sacrifices as priests on behalf of the people. This is the essence of the office of the priest, to offer sacrifices to God on behalf of the people. Since the Israelites would not give up their idolatry on Mount Sinai, God's wise pedagogy incorporated many sacrifices to teach them to serve him in his way alone. The giving of the law and these ritual actions of sacrifice were not sufficient to bring them wholeheartedly back to him. Oftentimes all the law and rituals seemed to do were to point out their inability to live in life-giving relationship with God. These external things were not enough. Even finally possessing the land and the glory and beauty of the Jerusalem temple was not enough to bring about total conversion of their hearts, to enable them to give themselves back to God. Again, the unceasing voices of the prophets calling for repentance were not enough. Thus, in his wisdom, God allowed his people to be temporarily taken from their land and temple. All the exteriors of worship and sacrifice were taken from them. Exiled in Assyria and Babylon, they were forced to turn their hearts in need to their Father. No longer able to offer physical sacrifices in the temple, they again focused on the inward sacrifice, the gift of self. God allowed the southern people of Judah to return to the Promised Land, the place where they were to be free to worship in the way God ordained. But similar to before, hearts did not always turn to God, and peace was not always possible in a land that many peoples desired for their own. After the world conquest of Alexander the Great, a subsequent Greco-Macedonian rule of the Promised Land, and efforts of the Jewish people to regain independent rule under the Hasmoneans, the land was again taken over as part of the Roman Empire. God's people still did not have the power to be able to give their whole selves to God. Even after all these centuries, with all the sacrifices, still we were incapable of loving God the way he had made us to love him.